There's a strange kind of magic that happens when the right actor plays the right character. For millions around the world, Tom Felton will forever be known as Draco Malfoy, the smug, pale-haired Slytherin boy who made life at Hogwarts a living nightmare for Harry Potter. But behind that cold stare and cunning persona was a boy far different from the one he played. A boy who felt the crushing pressure of fame before he was even a teenager. A boy who questioned who he really was once the lights faded and the costume came off. Tom Felton's story isn't just about Harry Potter. It's about what happens after the magic ends, about the identity crisis no one saw coming, about hitting rock bottom and rising again. This is not just the story of an actor. It's the story of a survivor. Tom Felton was born on September 22, 1987 in Epsom, Surrey, England. The youngest of four brothers, Tom was a lively child with a natural knack for performance. His early days were filled with auditions, commercials, and children's shows, not because he came from a family of actors, but because he loved it. At the age of 10, Tom already had several roles under his belt, including appearances in The Borrowers and Anna and the King. But everything changed when he walked into the audition room for a little film called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Ironically, Tom auditioned first for Harry, then Ron, but it was Draco Malfoy that stuck. His icy delivery and natural arrogance made him perfect for the part. And just like that, his life became a whirlwind of cameras, premieres, and Pottermania. For over a decade, Tom played one of the most hated and complex characters in modern cinema. But there was a cost. As his character became darker, the line between actor and role began to blur in the public eye. While Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were seen as heroes, Tom was often treated like his on-screen counterpart. People spat on him in public. He was booed at fan events. He received hate letters from kids who thought he was truly evil. Imagine being 13 and having the world hate you for doing your job too well. But that wasn't the hardest part. When Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows wrapped, Tom was 23 years old. He had spent over half his life on those sets, and when it ended, so did his sense of direction. No more fanfare, no more schedules, just silence. Tom didn't know who he was without Draco, and the world didn't either. Post-Potter life wasn't easy. Roles didn't come as fast. He appeared in projects like Rise of the Planet of the Apes and The Flash, but nothing matched the high of Hogwarts. With less structure in his life, he began drifting emotionally, mentally, and physically. He turned to alcohol, not out of recklessness, but out of loneliness. In his memoir, Beyond the Wand, Tom opens up about these dark years. He admitted to frequent blackouts, losing himself in Los Angeles party culture, and feeling like a ghost in his own skin. Friends grew worried. Work suffered. One day, after being kicked out of a hotel bar, he realized he didn't recognize the person in the mirror anymore. Eventually, he entered rehab, not once but multiple times. And while each visit helped in some way, Real recovery didn't begin until he stopped pretending everything was fine. Tom had to learn the hardest lesson of all. It's okay to not be okay. It didn't happen overnight. There was no magic spell, no sudden comeback role that changed everything. What saved Tom Felton was something deeper: reconnection. Reconnection with family, with childhood friends, with music. One of his first passions, which he had set aside during his acting years. Tom started writing songs, performing live, and reconnecting with fans, not as Draco Malfoy, but as Tom. He returned to London, grounded himself in simplicity, and began taking roles that spoke to him. Smaller films, indie projects, theater work. Each step was a way of rediscovering who he really was. His memoir, released in 2022, wasn't just a book, it was a healing process. He opened up about fame, depression, rehab, heartbreak, and the pressure of growing up under the public eye. And fans didn't just listen, they responded with overwhelming love. No longer typecast as the villain, Tom became a symbol of quiet strength. A reminder that even those who seem confident on screen can struggle silently behind it. Today, Tom Felton is more than just the guy who played Draco. He's an actor, musician, author, and mental health advocate. He's used his platform to speak openly about the challenges of child stardom, the importance of asking for help, and the danger of hiding pain behind a smile. He's been a guest on panels, podcasts, and global events, using his voice to remind people, fame doesn't protect you from struggle, but vulnerability might just save you. And perhaps the most beautiful part? He never once turned his back on the Potter legacy. In fact, he embraced it. Reunions, interviews, even TikToks with other cast members. Tom became the emotional core of Potter nostalgia, not out of obligation, but gratitude. Because in the end, Tom Felton is not just the boy who played Draco Malfoy. He is the man who rose from the ashes of typecasting, overcame addiction, embraced vulnerability, and emerged with purpose. Tom's journey teaches us that being lost doesn't mean you're broken. That even when the world defines you by one role, one mistake, or one chapter, you always have the power to write the next one. And in a world that glorifies perfection, Tom reminds us that courage is found in imperfection. That survival is sometimes the biggest victory of all. So the next time you hear the name Tom Felton, don't just think of Draco, think of the comeback, think of the courage, think of the quiet strength it takes to stand up and say, "This is who I really am, and I'm proud of it."